Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Crucible Chat. And it's been a couple of weeks since I've done this, but it's important that I apologise for that. I'm doing live commentary here. Oh, did I kill him? I did. Mint. Right, this is a live commentary, so I'm probably going to do really badly at this. We're playing Clash. Now, it seems odd that I'm playing this today because, as you should all know, or especially if you're English anyway, today is Remembrance Sunday. I do hope that you observed the 2-minute silence at 11 o'clock. I did. And I just kind of want to talk around a few little subjects on this. Again, this is live commentary, so it's going to be a little bit picky because I'm not very good at multiplayer. Now, of course, it's been this year is the 100th anniversary of the Great War, or the First World War, depending on how you want to talk about it. But it is the Great War. Oh, fuck. I'm really underleveled here. And yeah, so it's 100 years since the Great War, since all those hundreds of thousands of people made that ultimate sacrifice in the name of freedom. Against, you know, on both sides, on both the German and the English sides. And then, of course, the Russians and the Americans and the French and just basically, you know, all of Europe plus America and Russia. Just, it was horrible. I mean, that's the most significant way I can put it. Fuck. And the most profound way I can put it. Shit, I'm not doing very well here. There's been, obviously with it being the 100th year since the start of the war in 1914, this year has been, in Britain anyway, has been very much about remembering. You know, we have things like, you'll have probably seen in the news around the display that is on at the Tower of London at the minute, where 800,000 ceramic poppies have been handmade and displayed as this sea of red covering the side of the covering the side of the tower and into its moat. And it looks phenomenal, and I'm absolutely gutted I won't be able to see it. I'm going down to London next month for work. By then it'll have been dismantled and all the poppies that have been made have been sold off to people to raise money for war survivor charities and that kind of thing, like Help for Heroes. Die!
Only 5 minutes left.
You see the irony here that I'm talking about the Great War and I'm playing a shooting game. But one of the things I wanted to bring up while I was playing this was that for all it's wonderful that the world is remembering the Great War and what happened and this supreme sacrifice that so many people made, is that there are people who are taking advantage of it, and I wanted to talk about Britain First. Now, if you don't know, Britain First are a ultra far right organisation in England who are basically stirring up all kinds of shit without it. They are... People around the world will have heard of the British National Party and the English Defence League because they are the most highly publicised, but Britain First are an offshoot of those organisations and they are worse than them. And Britain First come to prominence because they have possibly, and I'm not praising them for this here, but they have one of the most effective, oh god, the cat's on my shoulder, the most effective social media campaigns of any political party ever. They post on Facebook and get people to like without realising what they're about. Fuck off! Oh shit, he got me.
Stronger than this, Guardian. Show them.
Yeah, they post on Facebook, they post these very patriotic images of soldiers who've had wrong done to them and that kind of thing, and say, you know, like, for instance, say, like if you think this soldier should receive higher pension payments or stuff like that, you know, I mean, that's a fairly light one by all accounts, but that is the kind of the gist of what they're doing. Oh, I got it, mint. And they have been caught in controversy around this because they post these evocative images with these evocative messages. Oh, I think one of them was about politicians in Westminster, next year they get an 11% pay rise,
that's not the best
and
you've
National
got.
Health Service nurses don't. They get a 1% pay rise, and they've had to fight for that. And it's a, like and share if you think this is wrong kind of thing. And it goes viral. Every post they do goes viral because of this. But what people don't realise is that Britain First are a horrible organisation. They were built by, it was created by a fellow called Jim Dowson. Ooh, what did I get there? Shader. Not as good. They were created by a fellow called Jim Dowson, who left the British National Party. Is based in Northern Ireland, and the kind of group was based on kind of ultra-Christian values. The idea being that Britain is for the British. They have a very heavy focus on what they call Islamization of the UK, and which is a load of fucking bollocks, to be fair, because they are very much against the kind of people who, I don't know how to describe it, people who come to this country and try to put their own rule and laws on it. They have this big thing about Muslims who come to England who want to put Sharia law down, and the fact of the matter is that's never going to happen. They have been known to protest mosques, deface mosques as well. I think one of them at one point, I don't know if this is something I just read online or if it was a real thing, but I think they dropped a load of pigs' heads into the door of a mosque or something like that. Something obscene. And one of the biggest controversies is in the lead up to the I think it was the European elections. They put a trademark on a campaign message to remember Lee Rigby. Now, again, if you don't know this, Lee Rigby was a soldier who was utterly brutally murdered in broad daylight in London by these two fanatics who said because he was in his uniform, because he was a soldier, he was part of the problem and we should get out of Muslim countries and that kind of shite. These guys were fucking lunatics. I mean, they cut this guy down with a machete in the middle of the street, tried to get police officers to shoot them dead so that they wouldn't have to stand trial. I mean, they've both gone to prison for a very, very fucking long time. But Britain First jumped on this and tried to play off that this is a prevalent thing, that feelings like this in the Muslim community are huge and we should kick them out. And that's a load of fucking shit. I mean, Britain is a multicultural country. It always has been a multicultural country. In fact, this country wouldn't exist if it weren't for the fact that it was invaded every few hundred years. We were invaded by the Vikings, the Anglo-Saxons. We were invaded by the Romans, the French. I mean, for all people take the piss out of the French, they fucking invaded us. Oh shit, that was a bad move.
Lost the lead.
So, William the Conqueror, he managed to do a pretty good job, despite the fact that the cheese-eating surrender monkeys in most people's eyes. So, I don't know what... The idea that we should be a British country is a complete fallacy, because there is no such thing as British. There is English, there is Scottish, there is Welsh, there is Irish. That is British. If you're born in this country, you are a British person. That doesn't... We are not a Christian country by any way, shape or form. I mean, Christianity only came to this country when the fucking Romans invaded us. It's not... We are a multicultural... Fucking hellcat, get off it. The cat is on my shoulder. Get off. There we go. We're a multicultural country. We always have been. And the concept that these kind of political groups are gaining support on a basis of anti-immigration, anti-multiculturalism, anti-Islamism. I mean, what a load of bollocks is that? I mean, I know plenty of Muslim people, I work with plenty of Muslim people, and they're lovely. And to be honest, as a religion, I've read a little bit about it. Don't ask me to quote anything, but I've read a lot of it. And the teachings aren't wildly dissimilar from Christianity. It's all, as far as I've read, it's love everyone as you want to be loved in the name of God, that kind of thing, or Allah, in whichever respect. Yes, some of their customs are different, and some of their rules are slightly different, but at the end of the day, it's all largely the same, you know. And Christianity teaches that be kind to one another, love one another, God loves you, that kind of thing. It's the same for Islam. There are people who interpret Islam differently in the same way that there are people who interpret Christianity differently. I mean, you only have to look back to to Northern Ireland to see what Christianity can do to everybody. So I don't know, it's just a load of shit. But either way, this is my little rant on the subject, and you know, it is Remembrance Sunday, and we should be remembering those who gave their lives rather than feeding the egos of a corrupt organisation who, I mean, to be fair, the British National Party are pretty bad. They always have been pretty bad. Full of, I mean, they're not all racists and that kind of thing, but they pretty much are. Same for the English Defence League. You know, they're just a load of skinheads with a chip on their shoulder. But there's something about Britain First which is just so insidious because people don't realise what they're supporting. I think that is the big issue for me. And I mean, if you just look on the Wikipedia for Britain First, you can see the kind of controversy that they're going in. I mean, they actually have their own little... What the fuck happened there? Jesus. They even have their own, like, vigilante paramilitary division. I can't remember the name of it, I read it on Wikipedia, but I mean, that's fucking scary, that. I mean, yeah, it's supposed to, the claim it's like a protest group and that, but to be honest, given the strength of feeling that they have, what's to stop that becoming, like I say, a paramilitary force? Oh, shit. Hey, same team. I'm not doing very well here. I don't know what else I've got to say on the subject, really. No, this is a time of year, I mean, November 11th is Armistice Day, as it is every year. But this is a time of year where we should remember soldiers. We should remember what happened in the wars. We shouldn't be leaping on it as a bandwagon to promote a certain political message. We should just remember the supreme sacrifice that people from both sides of the war gave. I mean, I've been reading a little bit about World War I recently, because I know more about the Second World War than I do about the Great War. And that's just down to, in the past, like the way I was taught in school and my own interest in that. And the First World War is a lot more complicated and a bit more vague about its reasons and that kind of things than the Second World War. The Second World War, there was a bad guy, there was Hitler. Whoa! You know, there was this thing to focus on. I bet if someone showed you a picture of Kaiser Wilhelm, you wouldn't recognise who he is. Whereas Hitler, very recognisable, and that's partly down to his own politics. But anyway, yeah, so the First World War, I've been reading up on it and reading the stories and just reading what people went through at the time. And you know, the trenches, the fighting, the horrendous conditions, the fact that the commanders were never at the trenches, they were miles back in chateaus in France, and had absolutely no concept of what was going on the front line. And then I think one thing that really resonates with me, there's been a lot of musical work made for the centenary of the war. And there was a song, I heard it on the radio the other day by Billy Bragg, who is kind of a folky activist, singer-songwriter guy. And he got this song, and he had surviving soldiers from the First World War, the handful that remain, talk about it. And it talks about the Christmas Day, at some point in the middle of the war, I forget which year it actually was, when the soldiers came across the top of the trenches and celebrated Christmas with the German forces. You know, they went into no man's land, they had a kickabout with a football, they shared drink, they shared cigarettes, they shared what little food they had, and for a few hours, it was like there was no war. It was just some German guys and some English guys having a laugh, enjoying each other's company. And that says it all, because at the end of the day, they were fighting on other people's orders. They weren't fighting for their own ideals. They were fighting because the war was on. We had to defend our country. But it was normal people. And that's what you have to remember. Wars are fought by normal people. There is no... You can look at all the propaganda you want. There is no one in a war that is evil. There is no grand bad guy. There is a difference of opinion. And that is possibly the reason why war is so pointless. All these people die for no good reason. But anyway, that's all I've got to say on the subject. So I am losing badly in this match. Actually, no, my team's winning in this match. So yeah, I know this one's been a bit of a strange one, very different to how I normally do Crucible chat, but I hope this is in some way informative as a kind of non-informed, non-researched rant. I'm very good at those. Not very good at much else, but I'm very good at those. Oh shit, I'm dead. There we go, I'm dead. Oh, we have a guy who actually scored 0. Was he hiding just in the corner somewhere? Oh, come on.
Show him the true meaning of war.
Yeah, we're nearly done here. Can I get that one this time? No. Oh, yes, I did. Fantastic. I'm better at jumping in this game. Oop. Ah. Where'd he again? What the hell did I do there? That's a new move. I haven't done that before. Oh god, he killed me. Yeah, I've done that before a few times. Come on, we must be nearly one. So, where are we going here? Yeah, I'm just now, this commentary is just riding at the end of the match. I don't like ending these videos in the middle of a match. I kind of like it. There we go. Hey, we won.
But it's a good start. Good work.
Fantastic. So, I hope you've enjoyed this little rant. If you have, please do leave a like and subscribe. And I'll be back very, very soon with more, well, we've got Walking Dead and Alien Isolation this week. But for now, thank you and good night.